Okay, right, so we thought we'd have a go in a 308 GTi, and I must admit, I've never really driven a Peugeot before, but there's a couple of cars here that are in the same kind of group and got quite well evaluated. So we're going to give this 308 GTi a go on the mountain course. Immediately, it's some of the cars we've been testing are all autos and select the different gears, but straight away now we're back into a proper hot hatch. Maybe the 3 Series Peugeots haven't been as popular as they have been in the last few years. The 2 Series has always been the one to have, but this is the more grown up competitors with the new Hyundai. And back to a clutch and a gearbox, nice and simple, just as I like on cars. Nice slick gearbox, I like that. That's very smooth. Quite weird actually, the layout of this, because you're so used to setting the steering wheel up and being able to see your instruments through the actual wheel, but in this case it's quite a small steering wheel and then your instruments are all above, so your steering wheel is a little bit lower than you're kind of used to. I must admit I like mine to be a little bit higher, so something to think about, but not bad. I imagine a lot of this is all going to get done in one gear. Certainly with the turbo on these modern engines now, it gives it the punch and the grunt to be able to not have to spin it up too much. So even on this uphill section here, pulling a nice 2.5, 3, but it's still, you can really just put your foot down and it'll just pick up very sweet on the steering. Turns in very nicely. I think I've discovered I'm a bit of a hot hatch boy in the end. This is exactly where I want my driven wheels on the front. I know exactly what they're doing. And as I say, in third gear, this car just seems to be able to leave it where it is and it delivers. I'm enjoying this. This is a great little car. For me, if you're going to have a hot hatch, it's got to be a manual box. I just put it in a gear. It's not trying to change up for me. It's not trying to change down. It's just where I want it to be. I can think about what I'm doing, brake, down the gears, plenty of punch, picks up nicely, early third, tip it in for the jump, which I'm not going to do. I'm just too much and this is great because I mean it's got all the comfort, all the seats, nice layout, handles beautifully. Everything I want in the car. Be interesting to compare it later on with some of the others, which we will do. Well, that really tests the suspension. There's obviously the rumble strips on the course, so sometimes your line might not be as ideal as you'd like it to be, because that's what it's here for, to test cars. So maybe you have to come in early here just to stay off the rumble strips. We really don't want to drive over those. But when the line tightens, this car really does want to, doesn't have any dramas, it just tucks in. stay in third and see what she's like on the punch out here. But it's picking up well actually. Maybe a bit better in second, but it's now given us the drive down the hill. Really having to concentrate on this course because it is very, very tricky. Again, still in third. I think actually at this course you could pretty well. You can do it all in one gear. You really just concentrate on what you're doing. All these engines are so flexible nowadays. They can definitely just put your foot down and away they go. Oh, it's so blind there. The only time we're not going to get away with third is this one. That's such a tight. It does make you concentrate, this track, really does. Yes, I've enjoyed this car. You definitely find, on a day like this, where I've never had the opportunity to test all these different cars, and you go from big luxury stuff with Tiptronic gearboxes and flappy paddles and everything to a clutch and a gearbox and a stick to move yourself. And I suppose it's what he's used to, but I feel happiest when I'm in a car like this. And in some ways, this Peugeot is quite an understated car. I quite like that about it. It's it doesn't shout at you, which is quite unusual for some of the French hot hatches. It's quite grown up. It definitely is playing in a different league than they used to years ago. And maybe that's the point. You look around now at the hot hatch market, especially in this sector with the Golf and the Hyundais, and they are very much grown-up cars with a bit of performance, very much suited to the people with family. You know, not too much. They don't really want an estate. They don't want an SUV, but they got to go shopping. They got to get the kids in the back. But I'd love to see what one of these would do on a track day, because I think it would be quite something actually. So it's a car that really does most of what you want on a day-to-day basis. You can live with it really nicely.